Okay, good morning.
Morning, Kenny.
Let's look at some junk. Rusty old Fords. Take one.
All right, Kenny, let's see what you got. What is this?
That is the oldest one I've got. That's a 1922 Model T. It's got later model wire wheels on it. It should be, if it was completely stock, it'd have wooden wheels on it yet.
Wood wheels must be hard to trust in these modern times.
I don't know. They'd had them on it, so they're staying on it.
So this car runs and drives?
Yeah.
All right.
If you got the guts to drive it.
Yeah.
It's hard to get used to with 3 pedals to operate it. The throttle up on the steering column. The pickup truck bed is aftermarket. I actually built the pickup truck bed, but in 1922, Ford did not build a pickup truck. But there's the top up.
Wow.
I don't have the strap hooked up for it right now, but this would have been a runabout, a roadster, with what they call a turtle deck, a little trunk on the back. During the war years, if you had a pickup truck, you got more fuel on your fuel stamp. Plus, farmers wanted trucks, so this was a cheap, economical way to make a truck.
Okay. You get a T and you put a bed on it.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. Looks pretty good. I like it top up. That's a leather top, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
Wow. That's pretty neat. The way they should be, huh? This is a very, very cool truck there, Kenny.
Well, the one behind it is a 31 Model A coupe.
This thing looks all steel and
it is. It's a Survivor. It was found out in Lakeland under carport. The last tag it had on it was 1985, I think. It's rumble seat, minus a back window that I think I threw a stone through with the lawnmower the other day.
that must have been a uh-oh moment.
Yeah, well,
This is
something else that needs to be done.
You don't see them original very much. This thing just looks like it's
just a Survivor.
The way it is, survived all these years.
The wheels are not the original wheels. They're the ones that were on it when we found it. Actually, a friend of mine found that it actually belongs to a friend of mine, Dave, out in Winter Haven.
Okay. Is it a V8 car too?
No.
Okay.
No,
it's
a 4-cylinder. It's just got the old, the later style wheels from 32 to 35.
Okay. Wow. Good classic stuff. What's it look like under here? That is, I guess that's the old Ford rear ends.
Yeah, they used that up through that same style up through 1948.
Very nice. All right, this is just one little corner of your shop, isn't it?
Yeah, the beginning, I guess.
Yeah.
It goes that way.
And it keeps going past those cars.
Over by your car.
Yeah. Very neat. So what's inside these doors here, Kitty?
Oh, more rusty junk.
More rusty junk.
We went from the oldest to one of the newer ones I've got. This is a 67 Fairlane wagon, actually called a Fairlane Squire. I found it one night on the internet, and well, here it is. It's all pretty much stock, 289, automatic air conditioning. It's got original factory power front disc brakes on it. It's an air conditioned car.
Oh wow.
It drives out pretty good. Paint's kind of faded on it, but oh well.
This is a cool car. This is one that I would very much drive.
I drive all of them as much as possible.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll drive 3 or 4 cars a day, just back and forth to the grocery store.
I'll
Home
take this one
Depot.
now.
Now, Otis back here used to be my go to Home Depot truck.
Wow.
His tires are getting old. Plenty of meat on them, but they're getting a little dry. But he does the Plant City parades
Yeah.
every year.
Wow.
That's all original engine and everything. 1930 double A state body truck.
Okay.
And what's neat and unique about this that I haven't seen too many of is the rear end in this is the high speed highway rear end, which means it'll run 45 to 50 miles an hour.
Oh wow.
You're just taking a picture of that spring on the back.
Yeah.
Neat part about that, you notice that it is in front of the axle.
Yeah.
Henry Ford did that because if you look, the frame is 6 inches thick, but where that last mount is right there, from there back it tapers off to about 2 inches. That's that much less steel they had to put in it.
Okay.
Because steel was expensive.
Right.
And if you mounted the springs the other way around, they'd have had to have a 6-inch frame all the way back.
So by doing it, mounting it
Saving
forward,
some
you don't
more
have.
money.
Wow.
And then a piece of wood on top of it, you know, made the strength for the bed.
Right. Wow.
And everything Henry Ford did was about money. Here's
Saving
another
dough.
thing. This is another thing Henry did. Most cars and trucks in that era, see, yeah, there's junk to trip over all. You never know. This strip on the cowl, you'd have a screw about every 6 inches.
Right.
Well, Henry made an indention up here, an indention here, and this whole strip just hooks. You put one screw in here, one screw in here, and another one on the other side, and it pulled that all tight. So it only had 3 screws in it.
Wow.
That saved how many thousands and thousands of screws at a 5 million Model A's they made?
Yeah.
You know, everything to save a buck.
Yeah. Save a couple bucks.
You know, the Model Ts, when they were produced, every year they got cheaper.
Yeah.
Because he found other ways to build, a cheaper way to build them. People tell you, you know, Henry Ford supposedly said any color you want as long as it's black.
It is black.
He never said that.
No?
No, he never said that.
Really?
The original Model Ts came in, I don't know, a multitude of colors. I don't know how many colors there were. But when the production line was initiated and perfected, black paint dried faster than any other paint, any other color there was back then. They didn't have your catalysts and hardeners and additives to put in the paint back then. but black dried the fastest.
Alright.
So everything was black to get it through the assembly line quicker.
That
if
makes
pink
sense.
dried faster, all the Model Ts would have probably been pink. And they were available back in colors again.
So now for a very pretty car. What is this?
This I picked up recently. It's a 59 Ford Fairlane station wagon. Yeah. It's not all stock. It's got a 302, a late model 302 in it with AOD overdrive transmission, and
Looks like a custom.
It needs some tweaking on it. I've driven it back and forth to Plant City a couple times, but it drives out good. It just needs some odds and ends.
This is a very special car, Kenny.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of these around.
Yeah, and this one's set up kind of like a hot rod.
Yeah, it had whoever put it together originally put kind of a rat rod theme to it. This car, as it is now, it's on the fence. It could go either way.
Yeah.
You know, finish rat rodding it, or it could be put back to pretty much stock. But it's a good, solid, and good driving car.
Yeah. It is very...
The automatic overdrive I like because this thing is running 70 miles an hour and only tacking like about 1600 RPM.
Right. That is one of the cool features of a new car.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Alright, and this one we've seen a lot of.
Yeah, I've had that truck for 20 years now. That was, actually my buddies in high school used that truck out in the fields to feed cows and haul feed back and forth. It's a 6-cylinder car. To the best of my knowledge, it was bought originally in Plant City.
Okay.
I've got paperwork on this truck from day one. It's never been off the frame. It needs it now. It's getting to where it needs a little bit of attention.
You'd never know it.
But it's got the first 6-cylinder overhead valve that was introduced in 1952. It's 215 cubic inch, and 54, the same basic block they used and reconfigured a little bit to make the Ford 223, which went through, oh, I don't know, the mid-60s, something like that. So, it's a good, dependable truck. It always wants to go. It's always been a good driver.
This is a 6-cylinder that had as much power as the 8-cylinder, huh?
Well, the V8 in 1952 went from 100 horsepower to 110 horsepower because this 6-cylinder was rated at 101. So they boosted the compression in the V8 and made it 110 horsepower. Because you can't have your 6-cylinder with more horsepower than your V8.
Yeah, that would have put the V8 out of business, huh?
And this 53 was the last year of the flathead V8 also. So if it had a V8, it would have been the flathead. It's interesting though, any Fords or the Mercury built in Canada in 54, they still had a flathead motor in them until 55.
Wow.
Alright, now this is a 63 Falcon, Futura, original bucket seat car. It originally had a 176 cylinder in it with, I think, a 2-speed automatic. It's pretty much as I purchased it. And it's not real shiny. It could use a little paint. It's got a nice interior in it when it's cleaned up. It's a 302 with a C4. A little more light on the subject.
Yeah. I love the old car interiors. The dashboards are excellent.
63 and a half was the first convertible Falcons that they made.
Right.
And it was the first year they put a V8 in the Falcon, which would have been a 260 had it been a V8 car.
So this one's a 302 now. I bet it gets down the road pretty well.
You know, it's all right. It rumbles, makes a little bit of noise, but today's late model 4-cylinder Toyotas will blow it away.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. But it's all about the rumble sometimes, right?
Yeah. Especially that new 4-cylinder Mustang. I mean, that'd leave this thing in the dirt.
Oh yeah, those things have 300 horsepower.
They have more horsepower in that 4-cylinder twin turbo aluminum motor than a 69 Boss Mustang.
Mm-hmm. My little car out there has 252.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check that out. We saw that one the other day.
That Model T's got 20 horsepower. And the A's got 40.
Yeah. That's those are impressive numbers.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Man down. All right. Whew.
I've had that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And this one with the American flag too. Wow.
46 two-door sedan.
Mm-hmm.
Stock flathead V8.
There's the Kenny treatment. They look pretty under there.
Yeah, it's still getting tweaked.
Wow. That's a good touch, though, the American flag. Very good touch.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I just had to do something different.
Yeah. I like these ones that you're working on there. That back end where it just curves down like that.
Yeah. Now this is the guy I bought it from. Put these French tail lights in. I hate to tell you, but they're Chevrolet tail lights.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it! Damn it!
Oh well, see, I like that.
Yeah. But he welded the back fenders on and then bondoed them in. I'd have never done that, but
So these are
It
normally
is what it
separated
is.
then?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I've got all the trim for it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I'm concerned, the outside of that car is done. It can go just like it is. It's fine with me.
Oh yeah. And what's that? That's
This is what's underneath a Model A.
okay.
This is was a 31 Model A pickup truck.
Okay.
You pull a body off any Model A, and that's what's underneath there, minus the seat.
Yeah, runabout.
Yeah. Eventually, when I catch up with all the rest of this crap, I want to make a speedster
Oh wow.
out of this.
That'll be neat.
And I've got some of the parts to do it. I might just order a speedster kit and build it that way. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens when I get that far.
That'll be a fun little toy.
Yeah.
There's that Ranchero.
Yeah, that's 66 Falcon Ranchero. That also has a 302 in it, and it's got the 5-speed overdrive transmission in it. and that's got to go to the machine shop and get the crankshaft polished. I broke a rod bolt in it.
Oh boy.
And I need to pull it apart because I can't get the rod bolt to tap out. So I need to pull the motor on it, and while I'm at it, I'll pull the crankshaft off and get it polished and put new bearings in it. It's had new rings and everything supposedly. I don't know. I'll go through it and see what it needs.
Could be a new Home Depot truck.
I don't know what it's going to be. I'd like to see it bright, just straight, shiny black and white.
Yeah. Not enough shiny black these days.
This truck I bought, I remember when I bought this, it was 2001, right around 9/11. That's what makes me remember it. But it was on the internet before I knew eBay and all that. Anyway, I found it, made a deal with the guy, and I wanted the flathead V8. But I asked the guy, he was in North Florida. I said, does it have a flathead in it? And he said, oh yeah. Which I was too stupid to say V8, it had a flathead 6 in it. So I made him a deal on it, and he hauled it from North Florida, damn near Georgia, down to Plant City for me. He got there with it. It was a little rustier than I had figured. And I opened the hood and like to died when I saw a 6-cylinder.
Oh boy.
But I didn't have the heart to tell him to take it back home. So it sat in the barn for quite a while. And I finally got ready to do something with it one day. I said, I don't feel like restoring it completely. And I cut it, or I brought it completely down to just the frame. And right here is where the front axle was. The frame has got a hump in it there. Well, I cut it there. Turned the frame upside down so the frame would keep rising and put it back together. And then moved the original axle forward about 24 inches. And took the original leaf springs, cut them in half, and made quarter ellipticals out of them.
Okay.
So it's all the original parts of this truck that's put together. There's no hot rod frame under it. And then behind the cab, I cut the frame in half again and cut, I forget if it was 16 or 18 inches out of it. And then put it back together, Z'd, or stacked, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
And that set the whole thing down further.
Yeah, lowered it.
Then I took the cab, and I don't like chopped roofs, but I took the cab and I cut the floor out of it and raised it 3.5 inches, which is
Channeled, huh?
how tall the seat riser was. So I took the seat risers off, raised the floor 3.5 inches, set it back down over the top of the frame to lower it all, put the seat back in, and everything still lined back up again.
Oh wow.
So I put that on there. I dropped this 390 in here. Put my steering in. It's got the starts of power brakes on it. It just got sidelined for a while. And one of these days I'm going to finish it up.
Yeah.
It's all the original parts except for that 390. And I've still got all the original dash parts, the original stainless and chrome pieces. And one of these days it'll get done. But it's going to get done without buying a bunch of stuff out of the hot rod books. It's all going to be homemade parts.
Neat.
Out of what it was originally built from.
Yeah. That's very cool. I already like it. And it's sitting here like this. I like it sits right. I like the big chunky
It's
tires.
also got a 3-speed overdrive transmission in it,
Oh, wow.
too.
Very nice. And a 390.
Yeah, and somewhere in amongst a bunch of crap I bought, I wound up with an NHRA approved aluminum bell housing that's in there for whatever good that's worth.
Wow.
But it'll get done one of these days. It's just
We'll have to call it.
I never put a drive shaft in it because I haven't finished the brakes, and I'd be afraid to drive it. And I know if it would run, I'd run it whether it had brakes on it or not.
We'll have
So,
to call it the stock
brakes
rod.
got to come next.
Yes, sir. Brakes. You always got to have good brakes. I like your pickup bed here. This pallet.
Well,
It's a homemade flatbed.
yeah, I've got a pickup truck bed for it, but I'd like to find an old oval tank or something like that. Something different than a pickup truck. Everybody's got a pickup truck bed on the back.
True.
Just something to be different. I don't know. That's
It'll come to you.
yeah. That's the future yet. It's you only get about 8 or 9 miles a gallon in that thing
Yeah. 3-speed on the tree.
with an overdrive. But
With
the there's an electric solenoid in there that's not hooked up, and I'm not sure if the stuff in it is 6-volt, for the overdrive, because it's been converted to 12-volt. I don't know if somebody's burned it out. I don't know. I just drive it without the overdrive right now, and I gotta fix it because I can't afford that much fuel.
Yeah.
But it's a nice driving car.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I drove it.
Yeah, that's right. You drove it yesterday.
Yeah, that's the first thing on the tree I ever drove.
Friday.
Yeah. First thing on the tree I ever drove. And thanks for teaching me, Kenny.
No big deal.
Yeah, it's and you're right though. It drives wonderfully.
Yeah.
It's something you could drive every day. In the winter.
And it really steers nice for no power steering.
Yeah, I actually didn't really notice much. I didn't remember
Yeah.
I had to do that turnaround, and
Yeah.
that was actually pretty easy
But you gotta
going.
remember you've got an 18-inch steering wheel in there too.
Yeah,